Oh, see, well,
Yeah, I mean, especially if I got a big role. Now, if it's just a small role, then you know,
hey, you were the
cheaper.
money at. You were the money at. So Vegas been good to you. So,
Ah,
so what inspired? Since you're talking about the film, so what inspired you to do this short film about mental health?
well, Chloe versus Yaya, I was inspired because I was watching this movie. I was watching this movie called oh, what was it called? Not Split. So the movie Split, the guy that played in Wanted, he was like the main character. And I admired his work. I said, this guy's talented, man. Just the way he just transitioned from different personalities, and his personality, he had mental health issues, but he was able to, he had some schizophrenia to the core, but he was like 8 different people. And I said, this guy changed his whole mannerisms, his whole vibe. This is interesting. And I feel like, to me, I'm a black artist that wants to type into sci-fi, thriller, horror. I don't really want to do the typical stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I got so inspired, so I got to do Koi versus Yaya. And so it was expensive just trying to do that little film. It was so expensive. And I said, oh man, but I did it anyway. It was very short, but I was able to tap into just this character of, Yaya. Like, Chloe is a successful lawyer. She feels like she has it all, but she doesn't even know she's schizo. She doesn't know she has issues. She doesn't know when she changes into Yaya. And when she changes into Yaya, she's a totally different person. The swagger, the energy changes. And she doesn't know what she's doing wrong. She's sassy. She's not as nice. She's not as, everything changes about her.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just thought that was cool, because some people like to make it seem like everything's made, they got the perfect life, and everything's not always perfect. And I think that this is trying to, what I'm trying to do is show people that there's stuff going on out here with people that you don't even know about, and also that maybe you might have the issue and you don't know. So it's just just bringing that awareness. And I've had people reach out to me and saying, thanks for doing this, my daughter has this and that, and I mean, I showed her this helps, and da, da, da. So I really felt like that it was like I was called to do that. But
Mm-hmm.
that's the type of movies I want to do, is sci-fi, thriller, horror. Because I mean, and Chloe versus Yaya is not done. It's just that it takes time to do films. You got the major actors trying to, but trying to get help with films. And I don't want some rinky dink film. I want it to be quality.
Mm-hmm. So I asked you that question. That was a good question with something that I saw, because I will talk to you later about it, or at another time, because I'm dealing with my wife's cousin right now in
Mm,
Iowa, and last year they did they did an event, a mental health event, and
mm,
so this year they're doing another event for Juneteenth, but it's still surrounded around mental health. And they have, artists coming on.
mm.
Some girl that did, she was on the Voice and things. As a matter of fact, I supposed to
Mm.
be interviewing them May 5th,
Oh wow, okay.
Sunday. So I have more information. And so I just thought about that, to the point where the things that we do, like me meeting you, and me with, like,
Mm-hmm.
we can do things together, or people
Mm-hmm.
that have the same interests, or the same, that's on the same thing. Like mental health, that's not my lane. That's not something
Mm-hmm.
that I do, but I am dealing with people that is their lane, and that's things
Mm.
that they're big on, and something that they make their mission. And so we'll see what they come up with, that, because
Yeah.
they do filming, and they do films, and try to make movies out of certain things, this and that. But we'll talk about that at a later date. I think that'd be
Wow.
fun for you guys. um
Yeah, it's interesting.
so my last question: how did you overcome the naysayers?
Oh goodness. Just like you were saying, earlier, just about, people not seeing your vision, and maybe, that's just God's vision that was given to you. I didn't know that until later on, man. It took me years, and um it took me till I was like 28, 29 to realize that this is just my lane, this is my vision with these things I'm doing. And if somebody doesn't agree with it or like it, it doesn't mean that it's over. It means that person doesn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
And I can still do this. And I had to, it was like self-awareness. It was like looking into myself and finding out who the heck I was and what I wanted, and what life meant to me. And I was able to say, you know what, I'm gonna die alone, and I don't have nothing to, I'm paying my own bills. They don't have nothing to do with me. And
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, if you don't like it, turn it off. And that's what I feel like. And if even if it's your friends or family, they're not supposed to understand everything you're doing. They don't want to like your stuff or look at your stuff and click on it and share it. I don't care,
Yeah.
because I'm gonna do this forever from the womb to the tomb,
Mm-hmm.
because this is something that I was called to do. And when I got to that state, it came fruitful. Everything became much more fun. Like, I don't have to worry about who's liking this or what's going on. I mean, you just like, man, I'm just putting it out there. It is what it is, you know. And if it blows up, cool. And if it doesn't, I mean, not saying you shouldn't promote certain things, because yes, you do need to invest. But if it's people that's close to you that don't understand, it's okay, because there's strangers that will.
Mm-hmm.
There's strangers that will. And that's how I overcame it.
And that's so true. Cause I feel you. It's like we brothers and sisters
Hmm.
from from another planet. Cause I feel you, because
Yeah.
I just talked to this young lady. Um, she owns a publishing company right here in
Mm.
Cary, and I was talking to her, and that it was the last day of the Women's Month in March. The women's, I forgot what it was
Mm.
about Women's Month or whatever. So
Mm.
she had an event, and she was talking to the Queen of Ghana. She was on a conference call with the Queen of Ghana,
Oh wow.
and yeah, and so one thing that she was telling me, she said that if people don't invest, she says three things people can do. She said they can invest their time, their energy, or their money with you. She say
Hmm.
if they don't invest either one of these three, then they're not supporting you. You know what I'm